Hi, welcome back to another video. My name is Jordan and I am here to talk about all of the books that I have checked out on Kindle Unlimited right now. So I just wanted to run through the 20 books that I have on Kindle Unlimited that are downloaded on my Kindle right now. They are a bunch of series that I'm either in the middle of or some that I really want to get to. So let's start off with London Prep by Gillian Dodd. So if you've seen my videos before, you'll know that I read book 5 in this series earlier this year. I've got book 6 on my September TBR, and I've been working through this series for a couple of years now and finally got back into it this year. Currently, I have books 6, 7, 8, and 9 checked out on Kindle Unlimited. So recently, the author Gillian Dodd put all of her books back on Kindle Unlimited. So a couple of years ago, they were on KU and then she took them off and now they're back on. So I'm glad that they're back on because her books are kind of expensive. They're like, I don't know, $10 or $12 each. My library does not have copies of them, so I like that they are on KU so that I can actually get to them and read them. So the first 4 books are books 6, 7, 8, and 9 of the London Prep series by Gillian Dodd. I have the Calamity, Montana series by Devney Perry / Will and Ash. All 6 books I have downloaded. I believe Will and Nash is the pen name for Devney Perry. So the author is listed in Goodreads, like both. Some say Will and Nash and some say Devney Perry. But basically this is and I've really wanted to get into it. They obviously live in Montana. So let's go ahead and read the synopsis for book 1, which is called The Bribe. It says, Duke Evans didn't expect to interrupt a beautiful woman in a staring contest with a bison on his favorite hiking trail. He also didn't expect to see her again after rescuing her from the surly beast. As the sheriff in Calamity, Montana, he's had his fair share of surprises, but none as pleasant as pulling over a shining black car and finding his mysterious hiking companion behind the wheel. Only she lied to Duke. She gave him a name as fake as her hair color. According to her driver's license, her real name is Lucy Ross, the famous country music singer whose sudden disappearance has been a hot topic in the media over the past 2 weeks. He's not sure why Lucy lied about her identity or why she's in Calamity, and she's not talking. Instead, she offers him a bribe to keep her secret. But Duke doesn't want her money. He wants to know why this woman is on the run, and as long as the star shines on his badge, he's going to find out. So this is more small town, not cowboy. Small town romance. Sounds more like it. Yeah, small town romance, not cowboy. I was wrong. Ignore me. A lot of the times I don't know what the books I want to read are even about. I like to go into books super blind and not know any spoilers or anything about them. That's just the way that I prefer to read my books. So, six books in the Calamity, Montana series. So far, we're up to 10 books, and you can check out a total of 20 books on KU. So we're already halfway through with just 2 series. The next one is one of the last 2 books in the Fallen Crest universe by Tejan. So I have talked about her books in a lot of my videos. The Fallen Crest series is one of my all-time favorite series, and Tejan is one of my all-time favorite authors. And some of the Fallen Crest books are on KU, but not all of them. So the one I have on my Kindle is My Anti-Hero, and it is the second to last book in the Fallen Crest universe. And it is about one of the Bordeaux brothers, which they are in the original Fallen Crest series, and they're kind of rivals of Mason and Logan. So they live in a rival town, Rousseau, and they're given a bad rep. Him and his brother are always like playing, quote, pranks, but they're actually pretty bad and kind of serious. And over the years in the series, the Bordeaux brothers and Mason and Logan have really gotten into it. And so this book is about one of the brothers and, you know, probably like a redemption story about him. And they all played football in high school, so they were rivals and, you know, stuff like that. So this book is about him and his story. And it's the second to last book in the series. The last book in the series, which is called Cade, is not on KU. So this is the only one that I have of the Fallen Crest universe on my Kindle. That would be book 11. Then I also have all 3 books in the Daughter of No Worlds series by Carissa Broadbent. Oh, no, it's the War of Lost Hearts trilogy, sorry. War of Lost Hearts trilogy. The first book is Daughter of No Worlds, and it is by Carissa Broadbent, and I have all 3 of those books checked out. So I obviously have really been wanting to get into this series. It's a well-known fantasy series that I've heard a lot of good things about. So let's go ahead and just read a quick blurb if you don't know what this series is about, because honestly, like, I don't remember what it's about, again, because I never know what my books are about. A former slave fighting for justice, a reclusive warrior who no longer believes it exists, and a dark magic that will entangle their fates. Ripped from a forgotten homeland as a child, Tasana learned how to survive with nothing but a sharp wit and a touch of magic. But the night she tries to buy her freedom, she barely escapes with her life. Desperate to save the best friend she left behind, Tasana journeys to the Orders, the most powerful organization of magic wielders in the world. But to join their ranks, she must complete an apprenticeship with Maxentarius Fairleone, a handsome and reclusive file wielder who despises the Orders. The Order's intentions are cryptic, and Tasana must prove herself under the threat of looming war. But even more dangerous are her growing feelings for Maxentarius. The bloody past he wants to forget may be the key to her future or the downfall of them both. So, sounds pretty interesting. So those are books 12, 13, and 14 on the list. So 6 more to go. Then I have 3 books in the Cat and Mouse series. The first book of which is Haunting Adeline by H.D. Carlson. The Cat and Mouse series has the 2 main books, but then it also has a couple of novellas. So it has Phantom, which is book 0. It has Satan's Affair, which is book 0.5. Then it has Haunting Adeline, which is book 1. Hunting Adeline, which is book 2. And then Where's Molly, which is book 2.5. So currently checked out on KU, I have Satan's Affair, which is book 0.5, Haunting Adeline, and Hunting Adeline. I saw in a video that it was best to read Satan's Affair before reading the 2 main books in the series. So that's why I have those 3 checked out. And then also Phantom, I'm not sure if that one should be read before or after. So I only have those 3 currently checked out on my KU. So if you have not heard of the Cat and Mouse series, or quote duology, I've heard that it is very dark and it is pretty messed up, and there are a lot of trigger warnings and definitely a dark romance. The synopsis for Haunting Adeline is: The Manipulator. I can manipulate the emotions of anyone who lets me. I will make you hurt, make you cry, make you laugh and sigh. But my words don't affect him, especially not when I plead for him to leave. He's always there, watching and waiting, and I can never look away, not when I want him to come closer. The Shadow. I didn't mean to fall in love, but now I have. I can't stay away. I'm mesmerized by her smile, by her eyes, and the way she moves. The way she undresses. I'll keep watching and waiting until I can make her mine. And once she is, I'll never let her go, not even when she begs me to. Those are books 15, 16, and 17. So I think I only have 3 left. Okay, so I take it back. I also have Phantom downloaded on KU. It just wasn't grouped together with the other 3, so I forgot about it. Dumb. Those are the next 4 that I have from the Cat and Mouse series. Books 1 and 2, and then also the prequels, which is Phantom, book 0, and then Satan's Affair, book 0.5. So those 4. So now we're up to 18 books with only 2 left. So book 19 is A False Start by Elsie Silver. And this is the last book in the Gold Rush Ranch series. And I've already read the first 3 books. I read book number 3 in August, the beginning of August, and then I have book 4 on my TBR for September. So I have A False Start on here, which is book 19. And I'm really, really enjoying the series. I like the characters, I like the world, and I'm glad that I decided to start with this series instead of starting with Chestnut Springs, just because Violet Eaton, who is the Eaton brothers' sister, her book is book number 2 in the series. I've heard that a lot of people like the Chestnut Springs series better than the Gold Rush Ranch, and I wanted to make sure that I got the best experience of the books, so I decided to read these first, since I've heard on BookTube that that the author's writing improves with the Chestnut Springs series. So I figured, you know what, we'll just start from the beginning, start with her earliest works. Technically, since Violet's book's in here, it kind of helps follow the timeline along a little bit better. So decided to start with this series, and I'm glad that I did because I've enjoyed all of the books so far. So the 4th one is the 19th book that I have checked out on KU. So the 20th and final book that I have checked out on KU is Credence by Penelope Douglas. So this is another dark romance, and I don't believe I've read any Penelope Douglas books before, but I've heard really good things about the author's writing and the stories. They are very dark, lots of trigger warnings. I also recently pre-ordered the special edition of this book. It was originally released at Rare in London. The After Dark bookshop put out a pre-order for those books, and they're supposed to be shipping out in January, but the cover is really, really pretty. I'll pop a picture up here of the cover. It's a naked hardcover, and I love the way it looks, and I'm hoping that I like this book because that book was really expensive. Like, the book itself was expensive, and then I had to pay for international shipping, which was also a lot. So I better like it. Let's go ahead and read the synopsis for Credence. Tiernan Duhas doesn't care about anything anymore. The only child of a film producer and his starlet wife, she's grown up with wealth and privilege, but not love or guidance. Shipped off to boarding schools from an early age, it is still impossible to escape the loneliness and carve out a life of her own. The shadow of her parents' fame followed her everywhere, and when they suddenly passed away, she knows she should be devastated. But has anything really changed? She's always been alone, hasn't she? Jake Vanderberg, her father's stepbrother and her only living relative, assumes guardianship of Tiernan, who is still 2 months shy of 18. Sent to live with him and his 2 sons, Noah and Caleb, in the mountains of Colorado, Tiernan soon learns that these men now have a say in what she chooses to care and not care about anymore. As the 3 of them take her under their wing, teach her to work and survive in the remote woods far away from the rest of the world, she slowly finds her place among them. And as part of them, she also realizes the lines blur and rules become easy to break when no one else is watching. One of them has her, the other one wants her, but he is going to keep her. And then it says a little warning. Credence is a new adult standalone novel suitable for readers 18 plus. So make sure you read trigger warnings first, as it's a dark romance, and I've heard that there are some interesting things that happen. But a lot of the people who I watch on BookTube, really, really enjoyed this book. Like 4 or 5 stars for everyone. So, and the overall rating for this book is a 3.7. But I found a lot of times, especially with like dark romance or monster romance or monster smut or whatever, is that people read the books expecting something else and then rate it poorly because they don't like monster smut. Okay, that's great. You don't like monster smut, then don't read the book. The book is exactly as it's portrayed to be. Like the synopsis and all the details tell you exactly what the book is and what the book is about. Why rate the book badly if you already know you don't like that genre? So I found that you can't always believe the ratings, especially for dark romance and like monster smut or books that are, quote, like taboo or outside of the realm that some people would like, just because they're different. To me, even if a book has not great ratings, if there are people that I know who we share the same types of book taste, I will take their opinion and their rating over the average rating on Goodreads. So that book was rated, basically it has a 3.7 rating on Goodreads, which in Goodreads standards isn't very high. The 5 people that I follow and I'm friends with on Goodreads have rated it 4 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars, and another one looks like didn't rate it. Of those people that I follow and I'm friends with on Goodreads, they basically all rated it 5 stars. So I'm gonna take their opinion over the people who may have gotten into this book not knowing what they got themselves into and that's not really the thing that they enjoy reading. So I hope that makes sense. Basically the moral of the story is take Goodreads ratings with a grain of salt. Anyway, off my soapbox there. So those are the 20 books that I have currently checked out on KU, and I need to get some of those read so that I can get new books checked out. I enjoy KU because it has a lot of the books that I want to read on there, and I'm able to download 20 at a time. So that's really nice, and I just hope that I can get through some of those books soon. So if you have read any of these series or these books and you liked them or you didn't like them, please leave comments down below and let me know that. Please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel if you would like to, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.